ready, then I got to put her back down in the water, and then I bring her over to this area, and I hold her tail up like that, and somebody's standing up there, and they hit them in the head, pow. And then I put them in the kill area and wait until they actually die, and then that's when we can take the eggs.
So, why don't you just wait until they lay the eggs?
Well, we got to get the eggs because they're in a small area, and it's between 300 and 500 fish swimming around there. And these fish are coming up a fish ladder, and they're coming in swimming into a V-trap, and every 3 days we got to go in and get the right fish out. If we didn't do it, they would lay the eggs down in there, and they wouldn't be fertilized. So we're trying to help the percentage of eggs go up as far as survivors, okay?
What about the male fish? What happens to them?
Well, we after we get the milk from them, they're a little different, okay? I told you how we get the eggs out of a female. A male, same thing, he's moving around, and we pick him up underneath his gills, and I have his tail like that, and I will bend him this way, and in the back, he will have his milk shooting out, and that will tell me if he's ripe or not. So once we find out that he's ripe, then we take him over and we put him in little bags and we fill them up with oxygen, and that's how we keep the milk fertilized until we bring them back to this hatchery, and then we mix it all together, the eggs and the milk, and we let it sit for about 4 or 5 minutes, and then we wash it out, and then we start putting them down in those trays like I was telling you about. Yeah, it's a process, but it works. You know, we just try to help Mother Nature the best we can. You know. Any other questions?
What color is the milk?
Huh?
What color is the milk? Is it white?
Yes, it's different colors. It's pink, white. You know, it depends on how big the male is. It's different. It varies.
What do you do with the milk?
Excuse me? Oh, you mix it together with the eggs. That's how when they're fertilized. Okay, if it was just female eggs, you need him. You got to mix them together so they be fertilized. Okay, and then you rinse it off, the excess. Then you put them in those trays that I was telling you about. Okay.
Oh yeah, do you feel bad
When we kill it?
Yeah.
That doesn't. Yeah, that's kind of a bad part, you know. But you know, you got to do it if we want to, you know, get our program in. Every year the bios come out. Like we supposed to take somewhere between 900,000 and 1 million eggs. So, you know, each female has 3,000. So, you know, we got a ways to go. And once we get to that point, then we stop, and all the rest of the females or males, we surplus them or we put them up the creek and let them go up and spawn naturally. And that's what you guys are talking about. Yeah.
surplus?
Huh?
What's surplus?
Extra.
That means get rid
Make
of.
more.
There's too many of them. Like if it was 200 females and we have 400 males, we wouldn't need all 400. We'd get rid of 200 males. So it'd be 1 to 1. Okay. Yeah.
If somebody fell in there, like in the big one over there, would they like get bitten? Would those fish bite?
No, they don't bite. So they're pretty spooky. Yeah, they're scared. Yeah.
Do you eat the fish? I mean, the females and the males that you know.
That we bring, that come back to spawn.
Well, that you milk and all that stuff, and then you're done with it.
They it's 3 conditions. There's condition 1, and that's good for human consumption, and that's when they're bright. When they're out in salt water and they're swimming and migrating, they're dimes. They look like a dime. Their scales are all shiny and stuff. But when they come back to spawn, as soon as they hit fresh water, they start turning colors, brackish. Their skin turns and their face turns, and they start growing these teeth because they actually fight when they get in creeks for these females. They fight and they try to get these females, and they don't look the same as they do when they're in salt water. When they're in salt water, again, they look like a dime. They're just shiny, pretty scales. They look like a salmon. But once they hit fresh water, they change completely. They grow teeth and they get ready to battle because they got this short period of time that they got to live, and they got to find a girlfriend, and they got to do a lot of stuff. So yeah, they change completely.
So, like when they fight, wouldn't that like unbalance the scale? Like you said, like it's a 1-to-1 ratio thing.
Well, yeah, but someone's got to win, and the strongest one will win. And the female, I think she picks a partner too. She plays a big part in it too. Yeah.
So, like, what happens to the males that don't? I mean, the females that don't have a partner.
What happens? What's the question again?
What happens to the females that don't have a partner?
Well, I really don't know that, but I think all of them somehow in a way they get fertilized or they lay the eggs. But again, females dig a nest too, so they lay on their side and they make a hole, and that's where they deposit all the eggs. And then after they deposit all the eggs, then the male comes right in front of them, and he sends his melt down, and they go around the eggs, and that's how they're fertilizer. But we just put it in a bucket and mix them up, and that's how we do it. Any other questions? I'll take you guys to the bathroom and you can wash your hands one at a time, and then I got a couple surprises I want to show you. Remember, watch out this wire. We don't want nobody